Good morning, students. In this video, we will explore data in machine learning and handling categorical data. You all know what is the data. Data is fact and figures. Data is truly considered a resource in today's world. By 2025, we will be generating about 463 exabytes of data globally in a day, according to World Economic Forum. Here my question is data in this form fit enough to be used by machine learning algorithms? The answer of this question is no. We cannot directly feed data into the machine learning algorithms. Let us see some properties of data. First is the volume. Volume means scale of the data. Huge amount of data is being generated every and each millisecond. Variety means different forms of data, video data, text data, audio data, and structured data. Next is the velocity. Velocity means rate of streaming and generation of data. Next is value, meaningfulness of data in terms of the information which scientists and researchers can infer from it. Next is the veracity, means correctness in the data we are working on. When we listen to the word data, we generally think some large data set with huge number of rows and columns. It is a likely scenario, but it is not always the case. What is the data set? Let us see. What is the data set? Data set is a collection of data objects or records or instances or observations. What is a data object? Data objects can be described by a number of features, and each feature possesses the property of the data objects. Features are also called variables, fields, next. Types of data. We can classify data into 4 types: numerical data, categorical data, time series data, and unstructured data. We can classify numerical data into 2 groups: continuous data and next is the discrete data. Continuous data can assume any value within a range, whereas discrete data has a distinct values. Example of a continuous data: height of a person, weight of a person, temperature, and you can say 10.56, 5.49. These are the example of the continuous data. The example of the discrete data are, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4. Number of students in a class, a language, or you can say number of language known. We can also classify the numerical data into 2 categories. One is the interval and next is the ratio. A numerical data with a defined unit of measurement show difference between values have a meaning. This data does not have absolute zero, or in other words you can say origin is not fixed. Therefore, negative values are encountered in the interval, we can only perform addition and subtraction, but we cannot perform the multiplication and division. Let us take an example. Temperature in centigrade and the Fahrenheit, but not in a Kelvin. Difference between 15 degrees centigrade and 5 degrees centigrade, 10 degrees centigrade is same as difference between 25 degrees centigrade and 20 degrees centigrade, that is of 5 degrees centigrade. But we cannot say 20 degree centigrade temperature is twice the in terms of the hotness of the 10 degree centigrade temperature. A numerical data with defined unit of measurement, both differences and ratios are meaningful. Example is temperature in Kelvin. Difference between 15 degree Kelvin to 10 degree Kelvin is same as 25 degree Kelvin temperature to 20 degree Kelvin temperature, that is a 5 degree Kelvin temperature. And here we can also say 10 degree Kelvin temperature is 2 times hotter than the 5 degree Kelvin temperature. In this table, you can see interval and ratio variables are compared on properties, mathematical operations, and descriptive statistics. Okay. Now, in interval, identity, magnitude, equal intervals. These are the properties. Whereas in the ratio, identity, magnitude, equal intervals, true, 0. Mathematical operation, in interval we can perform addition and subtraction, whereas in the ratio, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Descriptive statistics, mode, median, range statistics, variance, standard deviation in interval, and also in ratio, mode, median, range statistics, variance and standard deviation. Okay. Next class of data is the categorical data. Categorical data can assume any value from a defined set of values. For example, days in a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We can classify categorical data into 2 groups: nominal categorical data and the ordinal categorical data. Categorical data without implied order is called a nominal categorical data. Example, jersey number of cricket player. You can say this is the example of the nominal categorical data. Categorical data with natural implied order is called the ordinal categorical data. For example, you can take a case of a size of a cloth. You can say extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. But the scale of difference is not defined in the ordinal categorical data. We cannot say medium minus small is equal to large minus medium, since the scale of difference is not defined in the ordinal categorical variable. Okay, so ordinal categorical variable with implied natural order is called the ordinal categorical variables. Okay, here you can see Again, the differences of nominal and ordinal categorical variables on 3 parameter properties, mathematical operations, descriptive statistics. Nominal identity as well as in the ordinal identity and magnitude properties. Mathematical operation, here we can perform count in the nominal, whereas in the ordinal, rank order. Descriptive statistics, here you can see the mode proportion, here mode, median and range statistics. Next is the time series data. Time series data is a sequence of observations taken sequentially in time. For example, time 1 observation, time 2nd next observation, time 3 next observation. You can take an example of sensor data. Sensor data is an example of a time series data. Next is the unstructured data. We can classify unstructured data into 3 categories: text, image, and next you can say audio and video. Next today topic is handling categorical data. Actually, most of the machine learning algorithms cannot work directly with categorical data, and this is the one of the reason we need to pre-process the data before we can feed it into the machine learning algorithms. Other reason is that it is seen that categorical data hides properties, lots of information about a data set. Therefore, it is important to know the techniques, methods to handle the categorical data. In this video, we will explore the handling of the categorical data with the help of the map function, label encoder function, and one hot encoding function. Map function and label encoder functions, these two functions are applied on the ordinal categorical variables, and one hot encoding function we will explore on to the nominal categorical data. Let us see one by one. Okay. First we import the libraries, Panda libraries. Import pandas as pd. Next, import data set in a data frame. In data frame, name of the data set is car data. Okay. Let us see number of instances and features. We use the function shape. Run it. Here you can see This data set, card data set, contains 7 instances and 4 features. Let us see the instances. Run it. Here you can see the instances. There are 7 instances and 4 features. Color of the car, size of the car, price of the car, and next is the class label. Before to start to handle the categorical data, we must classify the categorical data in nominal categorical data and the ordinal categorical data, and this is one of the important steps. Here in this data set you can see size and class label are the ordinal categorical data and color is the nominal categorical data. Is it clear? Because the size data and the class label variables have some order, natural order. Means size, small size, then medium size, then large size. In the class label, class 1 and class 2, there is a natural order. Is it clear? So therefore, size and class label are the ordinal categorical data and the color is the nominal categorical data. Is it clear? Now we are going to handle the ordinal. First we will handle the ordinal categorical data. Handling ordinal categorical data with the help of function map and second is the label encoder. With the help of these two functions, we will handle the ordinal categorical data. First we will use the map function. Using map function. Okay, run it. Now we define the mapping on the size ordinal categorical variable. So size mapping, here you can see we have defined the size mapping. For small, we have given the value 1, medium 2 and large 3. Run it. In the place of 1 you may write the 10, M 11 and L is 12. 10, 11, 12, yeah, 10, 20, 30, it is up to you to specify the order. Okay, now data frame, then you have to specify the ordinal variable. Here ordinal variable is the size equal data frame ordinal variable size. Okay, next name of the function map, and here you specify the mapping, your mapping. size mapping. Run it. Okay, let us see what happened. So here is an error. Here you have to write the df data frame followed by this. Run it up. Okay. What happened? Here you can see we have converted the size ordinal categorical variable into the numerical variables, and you can see the mapping. The small is replaced by 1, size small m is replaced by 1, medium is replaced by 2, and the large is replaced by 3. Now in the same way we can convert the ordinal categorical variable class label to the numerical variables, okay, with the help of the same technique. So first you define the class map. Write the class mapping equal to class 1 with 1, and class 2 2. Okay, run. Okay, next. Use the function. Okay, here specify the name of the variable, ordinal variable, class label, class label. In the place of the size, write the class mapping. Okay, run it. Okay, let us see what happened. Here you can see we have also converted the ordinal categorical variable class label into the numerical variables. Okay, now next, using the label encoder functions. Okay, now we will use the label encoder function. Okay, label encoder function. Next, here you can see the ordinal variables are already converted into the numerical variables. That's why we need to reload our original data. Okay. Now we are going to import the library sklearn. this function, label encoder function, run it. Okay, now define label. Okay, now data frame, here specify the variable size equal label dot function is the fit transform fit transform df data frame size. Okay, values, run it. Let us see what happened. Run it. You can see the size Arduino category variable has been changed into the numerical variable with the help of the label encoder function. In the same way, you can convert the class label. Let us see, copy this. Okay, let us see. Now, the class label Arduino category variable has changed into the numerical variables. So here we have seen the how will we handle the Arduino categorical variable with the help of the map function and the encoder functions. Okay, let us see how will we handle the nominal categorical variable. Handling nominal categorical variable. Okay. Let us discuss what happened if we use the same map function and encoder function to the nominal categorical variable. What happened? Actually, as you know, the nominal categorical variables has no implied order, and when you will use the map function and this and label encoder function, it gives the implied order. And this way, when you did this, your machine learning algorithms will give the wrong performance. Means performance will be low. Okay. So you have to exactly clarify ordinal categorical variables and the nominal categorical variables. Okay. Suppose you can see if the size if the color is a nominal categorical variable, and you use the map function. Suppose it has only two color, green and red, and you map green with one or red with two. What will happen? The machine learning algorithm assume red is greater than the green, but there is no sense of less than and greater than in the nominal categorical variables. Here you can see in the color. Therefore, the machine learning performance will be reduced. Okay, so you have to choose the on hot encoding function to map the nominal categorical variables. We can't use the map function and the label encoder function for the nominal categorical variables. Okay, let us see. One hot encoding technique with dummies function with get dummies functions. Data frame, class label. Okay, run it. Good. Let us see what happened. Here you can see in the get dummies function, we have not supplied only the parameter, the nominal categorical variable. You can see we have also written the size, price, and class label. Actually, this function is so smart. It only takes the string variables and ignore the rest of variables. First thing, next. Actually, one hot encoding scheme. Actually, this get dummies function in one hot encoding scheme with the help of the get dummies function, it creates n columns where n is the number of unique value in the nominal categorical variable. Here you can see in the color there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 unique values. So it creates the 7 columns with label color blue, color green, color red, color silver, color white, and color yellow. First thing, when you observe the first instance Okay, first instance has color green. Okay, so here you can see the color green column has value 1 and the rest of value of the columns color blue, color silver, color white, color yellow, color red has values 0. Is it clear? Okay. Now let us see what will happen if we don't pass the size, price and class level. Let us see. For this we have to reload our original data set. Name of the data is car data, format is okay. Okay. Now copy this function. And this time we are going to remove all of the additional parameters, only keep one parameter color. Here you can see. It only consider the, here have only passed the nominal categorical variables. Again it has created the 6 columns: blue, green, red, silver, white and yellow. In the first instance green is 1, therefore the green column with first instance has value 1 and rest of the value 0. Okay. One hot encoding scheme is very good, but there is one problem with one hot encoding scheme. It creates a multi-collinearity, and this multi-collinearity, what is this and how will we handle this situation? We will discuss this in the next video. Okay. So today we have seen what is data in machine learning. What do we mean by a data in machine learning? First thing. Next, how will we handle a categorical data? Okay. Now comes to our presentation. So we have seen the map function and label encoder functions are applied on the ordinal categorical variable, and one hot encoding function is applied on the nominal categorical variables. Okay. These are the references. Any questions? Thank you very much.